Good morning, and welcome into In the Know for your Monday, February the 28th, 2022. It's Sam Gormley guiding you through another edition of the show. You might be listening with us on K105, Litchfield's Country Station 103.9 The Moose, by the K105 or WMTL apps, or watching with us on K105 Digital Productions, or consuming all of the different ways that we have for you to listen in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, all of the ways for you to join us here on this morning's Monday edition of the show. Coming up today, we have the return of a legend. Can I say a legend? I'm not sure what way we're going to use to describe it. We'll update you on the latest news headlines. A big night in Morgantown on Friday evening for the Cougar basketball team. We'll tell you all about that. The bizarre and unique holidays in the month of March. And we'll just get you ready for what is already crazy to say, the final day of the month of March. So we're getting close. March Madness is around the corner, so we should get ready for all of that. But first, we'll bring in our first co-host of the day. You know her as Beach. I know just as Christy. I guess it could work. And I can't really do the intro, but Christy Buckles. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning.
Welcome back. Happy Monday.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
Are you a to-do list fan person? Like, do you like making a to-do list?
But here's the thing about me. When I write a to-do list, I put things on there that I know I'm like already going to accomplish, just so I can like X them off.
Well, a new study says that you should, instead of doing a to-do list, you make kind of, because you kind of feel tired trying to accomplish all of the tasks that are on the list. They recommend, the study says, to create an "it's done" list to give yourself a sense of achievement. Are you a fan of an "it's done" list to kind of show this is what I've done?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that I put the things that I know that I'm going to do, so I can immediately X them off.
Exactly. I like that. That gives you a good sense of accomplishment. It's the right way to start it. Uh-oh. What's that music mean? Music means only one thing. Was I talking about him as the legend returning? I don't know.
Who am I? The name's Yukon Cornelius, the greatest prospector in Lenore. I tell
It's been a while since we've heard that.
We're looking at a mighty humble bumble.
Good morning, but I guess I got to go through all your nicknames. Humble Bumble, Yukon Cornelius, right? Papa Bear, right?
Yeah,
and then you like Freight Train, is that correct?
That's right. That's kind of what people know me as.
Really? I'm WD-40. Forgot that one.
That's right.
How are you? Welcome back.
Good to be back. Thanks for having me back. I thought I was on probation for a while.
I was
really
surprised
know.
that they didn't change the key, the locks when you came in.
Yeah, I still don't have a key, but yes, that's right.
Or
It's
just
good
lock
to
the
be
door.
back. It was a long month, but I'm happy to be back and back to normal. So.
And like I told you, it was that I saw you. I don't remember if it was a Tuesday or when it was, but I said that the week just kind of felt weird because you're always kind of the Tuesday
routine.
it's like, now I know that this is happening and so on. But Dennis, I have to hit you with a hard-hitting question.
Let's go.
Right off the bat.
Let's go.
Welcome back. Are you a sauce fan? Like dipping sauce or sauce on your food, or you just no?
I don't like any of my main courses concealed in a heavy sauce.
Okay. So are you then? I can probably take a strong assumption that you are not like this man from Houston, Texas.
Okay.
He's facing 2 charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and burglary after he grew angry that there wasn't enough barbecue sauce in his to-go order. The incident occurred at Dickey's Barbecue Pit in Houston, in the Houston area. He told them after he didn't get enough sauce and they were going to try and fix the situation.
Okay.
He said, quote, "I'll come back and shoot up the place." He initially left the restaurant, but never left the parking lot. They said that he waited for the employees to leave, and then he followed the workers and shot into their car, all over barbecue sauce. He strikes one of the complaint victims 5 times, breaking a bone in their arm. The other victim was not shot, though. I mean,
Goodness.
Mr. Andre Thomas in Houston, Texas. I mean, look, I like, some barbecue with a little bit of barbecue sauce on there.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong, but I don't know that I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to start shooting up the car because they didn't give me enough sauce.
No, I'm non-confrontational as it is. If it's wrong, I just either deal with it or look at there and say, "Hey, go fix that."
Yeah, see, I'm kind of the same way. And I'm also the person...
I'm nice about it.
Yeah.
since I spent 4 years working in a restaurant, it's like I get like it happens, especially when you're busy,
Yeah.
you're doing left and right. Sometimes just, you forget the barbecue sauce, or
Yeah.
you didn't know that Mr. Andre Thomas wanted, an extra cup of the vinegar
What a
barbecue
way to
sauce or
start
whatever.
the show.
Right?
My
Yeah, we got to start
goodness.
off. That's why I'd hit you with the hard-hitting
that was
questions
tough.
right away. I didn't know if you and Andre might have.
No,
You've never had an experience quite like that.
no.
Speaking of nice starts to the show, right? It's a nice day out. It's a little
Beautiful
chilly,
day
but there's not a
outside.
cloud in the sky. As plenty of sun shines for this Monday with just a few high passing clouds. Temperature should have no problem reaching 50 degrees and might even touch the 60-degree mark if you're into some of the other portions of the listening area tonight. Passing clouds, high at times, may help keep the lows up a little bit, but it'll still be a chilly night tonight with a low in the upper 30s. Tomorrow and Wednesday, though, we could be looking into the mid to upper 60s. As Tuesday, a high of 65. Wednesday, looking at a high of 68. And look at Saturday right now. How beautiful is that? A high of 75 degrees.
Goodness
I am
gracious.
so
just
excited.
Loving that. Looks like
Look
could
at
be
that.
maybe a little bit of a wet Sunday, but might be a really, really nice weekend. As just as a reminder, too, this time, well, really a couple of minutes ago on Wednesday, 9:07 a.m., it'll be the Kentucky statewide tornado drill. So when you'll hear those
yeah.
pretty much right when the show begins,
Nice.
you'll be able to hear that. And don't worry, it is just a drill. So that's
Will you all be
kinda your
under
weather.
the table doing the show?
No,
Always?
we have to stay and make sure that we give play-by-play.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no.
Legends.
Right? That's how we
Oh,
do
it's
it.
true.
Legends.
We're going to touch just a little bit on some of the news headlines, but then I kind of want to move on into some of the other stuff that we can talk about. But we do kind of have to give a little bit of an update on what's happening in the Ukraine. President Vladimir Putin dramatically escalated east-west tensions by ordering Russian nuclear forces put on high alert Sunday when Ukraine's embattled leader agreed to talk with Moscow as Putin's troops and tanks drove deeper into the country, closing in around the capital. Citing aggressive statements by NATO and tough financial sanctions, Putin issued a directive to increase the readiness of Russia's nuclear weapons, raising fears that the invasion of Ukraine could lead to nuclear war, whether by design or by mistake. The Russian leader is, quote, potentially putting in play forces that, if there's a miscalculation, could make things much, much more dangerous, a senior U.S. defense official said over the weekend. Putin's directives came as Russian forces encountered strong resistance from Ukraine defenders. Moscow has so far failed to win control of Ukraine's airspace despite advances across the country. Amid the mounting tensions, Western nations said that they would tighten sanctions and buy and deliver weapons for Ukraine, including Stinger missiles for shooting down helicopters and other aircraft. Ukrainian President Zelensky's office, meanwhile, announced plans for a meeting with a Russian delegation at an unspecified location on the Belarusian, not sure, border. As I'll tell you what, I like this President Zelensky. He seems like, I don't know if you've seen some of the photography, but
I have.
he's on the front lines. Like, there aren't many presidents
Yeah.
that would be
That would do
on
that.
the front lines, and it's really interesting. His background is he was a comedian.
Wow, I didn't know that.
As he was a
Nor did I.
comedian, he has background in like the Ukrainian equivalent, I guess, of Hollywood, is from what I've understood, and ran for president, probably not thinking that this would be in the realm, but he's been on the front lines, and I have a lot of respect for him. I'm not sure that there are many presidents that would do the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's super important that we don't turn a blind eye to this. You know, we're scrolling through Facebook and we have something about shoes, something about items for sale, something about, oh, there's war in Ukraine. Oh, and what's the daily special at our favorite restaurant? And we just kind of turn a blind eye to it, but it's a reality that's affecting so many.
It is. It's scary, and it's a lot too that we don't know. You know,
Right.
like I don't think Americans can truly wrap their brains around what's happening because, and knock on wood, we've never had any. I mean, in our lifetimes, we've never had anything similar to this on our land. As it's scary,
Yeah.
but hopefully that it can be resolved, and maybe these talks could lead to something with Putin and Zelensky, and maybe maybe something good can happen for it. Kentucky's nearly $500 million share from a nationwide settlements with 4 companies over their roles in the opioid addiction crisis will help heal communities that were ravaged by this poison, Daniel Cameron said. Kentucky will receive $483 million from the settlements finalized with the drug maker Johnson & Johnson and 3 major distributors. The Republican Attorney General announced the state's legal fight dates back to when Andy Beshear was Attorney General. The Bluegrass State has the framework in place to distribute its share of the settlement money. Under a measure enacted last year by Kentucky lawmakers, half the state's settlement proceeds will be distributed to local governments. The state will receive the other half. Kentucky's Opioid Abatement Advisory Commission is tasked with overseeing the state's allotment, which plans to set up an application process so programs can request funding. The Attorney General said settlement money is expected to start flowing to the state and local governments in the second quarter of this year, which starts in April. Payments will be spread over 18 years, he said. A state report last year showed that fatal drug overdoses in Kentucky surged by nearly 50% in 2020, easily eclipsing the state's prior record. I know that this has been something that's been talked about for the past 3 or 4 years. I know that it started in the Beshear when he was Attorney General, and Daniel Cameron has kind of closed in on that. But that's a lot of money, and it sounds like some of it could be coming to Grayson County, and hopefully, I'm not sure what exactly they'll be able to use it on, but I'm sure that it could do something to help out. Grayson County deputies responding to a dispute in Caneyville arrested a woman wanted on multiple drug-related warrants. Saturday night, Grayson County deputies Nick Pruitt and Caleb Owens responded to a residence on Morgantown Road outside of Caneyville on the report of a property dispute between 2 brothers. On the scene, deputies encountered 51-year-old Angela Embry of Warren County. Deputies soon discovered Embry, whose arrest history dates back at least a decade, had several indictment warrants for her arrest, including for trafficking in a controlled substance, 3 counts of possession of a controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia, and promoting contraband. She was taken into custody and lodged in the Grayson County Detention Center. The man who shot and killed his wife and her parents just outside of Morgantown 13 months ago has additionally been charged with molesting a juvenile on multiple occasions. 33-year-old Joseph Michael Carey of Bowling Green was indicted by a Warren County grand jury on 4 counts of first-degree sexual abuse and first-degree sodomy. The indictment accuses Carey of having forcible sexual contact with a 12-year-old over several months in 2020. He's facing the death penalty for murdering his estranged wife, 30-year-old Angela Carey, and her parents at a residence on Lonnie Snodgrass Road just off Highway 79, as that happened in January of 2021. He was arrested at the residence, confessed to his actions to a constable who was the first law enforcement official to arrive on the scene. That's just it's a terrible, terrible situation, and I know that he is currently being held in the Butler County Jail, and more information will come on that, as I think his trial is coming soon. A Morgantown man has been jailed after tossing a man through a window. Morgantown Police Chief Giles Taylor said that on Friday, officers responded to the Valhalla Mobile Home Park on Sawmill Road on the report of an assault. Upon officers arriving at the scene, police determined a male had been assaulted and then, quote, thrown through his living room window. Through an investigation, police discovered one of the suspects was 47-year-old Ronald Holland. He was located Saturday afternoon on Dunbar Leetown Road, about 3 miles southwest of Morgantown, and arrested. He has so far been charged with first-degree robbery and theft by unlawful taking, and he has several other charges, and he was lodged in the Butler County Jail. How about some good news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness, Sam.
Clarkson Elementary School students celebrated the school's annual Love to Read Week in a special way this year with gifts of books from Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Since 1995, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library has been dedicated to inspiring a love of reading by gifting books to children. In 2020, the program gifted its 150 millionth book, according to the organization's website, as the Litchfield Police Department partnered with the program to provide books to family resource centers. With $5,300 worth of books shared with Clarkson FRC, each child at Clarkson was able to pick out a book of their own to take home and share with their family. Imagination Library currently spans 5 countries and gives over 1 million free books each month to children around the world. I like this. This is good.
I am so in love with this, but I mean, everybody knows that we have a kid at Clarkson.
Which book did she choose?
Well, I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure yet?
No.
I know. I mean, listen, I like this idea. This is
Love
really good.
Dolly Parton.
Oh, yes. Dolly's the best.
You can't go wrong with Dolly.
Yeah.
Iconic.
And this is a really good program, and hopefully it can expand across all the schools in Grayson County. Neither coach Jeff Walls nor starting guard Haley Van Lith expected an easy time Sunday when number 4 Louisville visited number 14 Notre Dame for their second ACC meeting in 2 weeks. They certainly didn't expect to rout the Irish 86-64 on their home court in a game that had some testy moments late in the first half as the U of L women were up 31-3 at the end of the first quarter and were up 48-6. Notre Dame is a good team as the Louisville women's basketball team will be the number 2 seed in the ACC postseason tournament. Ryan Howard for Kentucky had herself a day yesterday, a school record 8 3-pointers in her final home game. On her way to a season-high 32 points as the UK women's basketball team beat Auburn 90-62 on Sunday at Memorial Coliseum. I know that the Cats are preparing for the SEC tournament as well. I think they're the 7 seed, I think is what I was reading.
I think she wore Terrence Clark's number yesterday.
She did. She wore Terrence Clark's number 5, and number 5 is also the number of one of her teammates, Blair Green, who missed the entire season because she, I think, an Achilles injury, if my memory is right. Cameron Weston had 10 rebounds and 10 assists to carry MTSU to a 69-52 win over WKU on Saturday night. It was the Blue Raiders' 8th consecutive victory, and WKU had their 7-game winning streak snapped. There's not much worse than losing to good old MTSU. Not much worse than that. J.D. Note had 30 points and 8 assists, and number 18 Arkansas topped number 6 Kentucky 75-73 on Saturday in a matchup of teams peaking late in the season. Jalen Williams had 16 points and 12 rebounds. Oscar Tshiebwe, though, for Kentucky, 30 points and 18 rebounds. Xavier Wheeler and Keon Brooks Jr. each had 14 points. It was a really good game, Dennis. Did you watch?
Yeah, it really was, and Oscar is just a beast.
Yeah, he is so much fun to watch.
Unreal.
He is. I'm not sure there is a rebound he can't get.
Yeah. He definitely creates his own opportunities and maximizes those. Listen, I've seen them play in person a couple times this year, and they are a great team to watch. Arkansas is a fantastic team as well.
Yeah, and and
Arkansas is dangerous going into the tournament. Arkansas
and Note is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. He's really, really good. Kyle Larson won yesterday in the race in California at Fontana. He held off Austin Dillon and Daniel Suarez in a tense finish on Sunday, surviving a restart with 4 laps left to win at Auto Club Speedway for the second time. So Kyle Larson is the winner. I know that last week it was, I don't even remember his name, that won the Cindric, I think was who won the Daytona 500. Dennis?
No idea.
Were you at any time a NASCAR fan?
No.
I
did watch Days of Thunder back in the day.
Okay.
So when did that happen?
The race was yesterday.
Okay. Well, I walked through the bedroom and Mark was watching.
Mark was watching it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, there you go.
There you go. So at least one person. And I know at least one other person that was definitely watching.
Okay.
So,
well,
there were 2 people watching. Good.
It's popular.
I know I wasn't. And then on Friday night in Morgantown, it wasn't friendly to streamers, but Hunter Thomas hit a floater with 1 second left, and Grayson County won their 22nd district championship it was a great game, and the Cougars were down by 10 points in the third quarter, and they came back and were able to win on a last-second shot made by Hunter Thomas. It's his second last-second shot made this season, and it's the 22nd time that the Cougars, and I always love the picture that they get, and right there on the left, gotta love it when Mr. Spirit, and I know that we had some photography of Mr. Spirit, too, celebrating.
First off, thank you guys for covering these games. Sam, you do an exceptional job. You know the players' names on both teams instantly. I don't know how you do it. You do a great job. The coverage is good in spite of the internet connection they don't give you at other schools. You try.
We're not naming any names, though, are you?
Yeah, Butler County. But,
and that's the thing, is we appreciate everybody kind of bearing with us, as I know it wasn't necessarily the easiest thing, but I can tell you this, that like I told, Dennis's son works on our crew, and it was almost to the point where we were going to get him out on the roof with a tinfoil hat and just kind of hold up and see if he could get it to do. But
the other thing about Friday night was being able to see those pictures of Mr. Spirit.
And here we've got some of them. We might even be able to go full screen on it.
The pure joy that you are seeing on his face. The love that he has for the students, the school, the community, you just see it there. And his inclusion of the sport right there is fantastic.
And I loved it when he climbed up the ladder there. Obviously, every player pretty much had their hands on him to make sure that he didn't fall. But I love it because he went up there and he kind of pulled himself up on the rim. So I thought, is he going to start hanging on the rim? Mr. Spirit's loving it right now. But
so when I looked at the photo, I could see all those hands on him.
Yes, and you can kind of see it here. I see Hunter Toms has his hands on him, and I think Keegan Sharp might have a hand on him as well, just to make sure that nothing can happen. And I love to looking at you can see Mr. in this photo as well. And if you're listening on the radio and you haven't seen it, go to our Twitter and our Facebook. We have this picture. But I love that he's smiling, Mr. Spirit. But then you look around at all the kids too, and you can tell that they're so loving happy. They're loving the moment like that. The Cougars now have drawn Hancock County in the third region quarterfinals. They're going to be playing on 7:45 on Thursday, as the Hancock County Hornets are the next opponents. We're not allowed to stream that one video-wise, as that's a rule set in place by the region and by the Owensboro Sports Center, so that is 100% out of our control. But the Cougars in the region tournament have Hancock County. The game's going to be broadcasted on K105, though. You can download the K105 app. Then we're potentially working on a audio-only stream that you can still consume via K105 Digital Productions. Cool. So that's some of the news headlines that we wanted to bring you today. But again, Cougars champions of District Number 12 for the 22nd time in program history. The region tournament awaits those Hornets from Hancock County. You know anybody from Hancock County?
Yeah, I know several people.
It's almost like you got some connections to Hancock County.
Yeah, a little bit.
But you're a Cougar on Thursday night.
I'm a Cougar always. Okay?
That's what we love to hear. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Your bizarre holidays for the month of March come up next here on In the Know.
The richest tradition in college basketball.
The most passionate fan base in the world.
Get the best coverage of your Kentucky Wildcats.
Long slam, done.
Right here.
Hi, it's Tom Leach. Join me and the Wildcat Hall of Famer Mike Pratt for Kentucky basketball all season long. And join Dave Baker and another Hall of Famer, the Goose, Jack Gibbons, for our Don Franklin Auto Countdown to Tip-Off coverage. It starts 90 minutes before game time here on the UK Sports Network.
If you're a woman over 40, have you had your annual mammogram? Whether you're a mother, wife, sister, mentor, or friend, you're important to so many in your life. At Owensboro Health, we want to help you live a healthy life with the ones you love. Having an annual screening mammogram is one way to take good care of yourself, because you're worth it. Schedule your screening mammogram online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
All Kentucky driver licensing is moving from circuit clerk offices in every county
to regional offices.
And the new regional offices offer more licensing choices than ever before.
Get a driver's license valid for 4 years.
or 8 years.
Get a real ID
or a standard license.
Renew online or in person.
You can even visit any regional office you'd like. It's next level licensing.
Learn more at drive.ky.gov.
A report says Apple users might soon be able to resolve Face ID hardware issues without having to replace an iPhone entirely. Mac Rumors says third-party repair shops and authorized technicians will get access to a TrueDepth camera part that includes the Face ID and front-facing camera modules. Techs will then be able to swap it into an iPhone. Tumblr is out with an ad-free option that removes the commercials from its microblogs for $5 per month or $40 per year. The offering comes less than a year after Tumblr gave bloggers the option to charge for access at prices ranging from $4 to $10 per month. There's a new addition to the YouTube Billion Views Club. Barbie Girl, the super catchy dance hit by the 90s one-hit wonder Aqua, is in. Video was uploaded to the platform by the Danish-Norwegian pop group in 2010, and it's averaged more than 400,000 daily views over the past 12 months. Tech Report, Larry Olson, NBC News Radio.
Today is Shrove Monday. It is where groups of carnival singers recall the funny and stupid events of the past year. Processions of decorated floats, regiments of fools, guilds, and traditional uniforms, brass bands, horses, and costume groups wind through city streets as they get ready for it's also known as Fat Monday.
Yeah, I got to get out of here. We've got a meeting at 10. So as soon as you can wrap this up.
So do you get to recall the funny and stupid events of the year?
I'm going to spend the
fun.
whole day recalling funny and mostly stupid events of the past year.
It is Tooth Fairy Day today. As it says here that in 2021, the Tooth Fairy left an average of $5.99 per tooth for kids.
Inflation.
And it means that a full set of 20 baby teeth would be $120.
Listen, there is little...
What year?
This year.
Yeah,
This
that's
year.
about right.
There's a little girl at church, and I'm telling you, every time she comes up to talk to me right before church,
the Tooth Fairy is
she's
visiting
showing me another empty hole there. And I'm just looking around and saying, boy, that Tooth Fairy's rich.
It is also International Floral Design Day. It is Rare Disease Day.
Okay.
Public Sleeping Day. Today, you're encouraged to doze off in a public area to draw attention to the fact that almost 1/3 of us sleep less than 6 hours a night. And it is International Repetitive Strain Injuries Awareness Day. So it's things like carpal tunnel syndrome or tendonitis. As it's interesting enough that this is traditionally celebrated on February 29th because it is the only non-repetitive day of the year, which makes sense. And so on the year where that there is no leap year, they celebrate it on the 28th.
Those injuries, though, those are very annoying.
My grandma,
it really messes with folks. It's a real thing, but
it is March begins tomorrow, which is crazy to sit and think about, as March is Irish American Heritage Month. It'll be Music in Our Schools Month. Dennis, I know you're going to be really excited about this one. National Celery Month. Christy, this one I know you will probably be more excited about. It's National Craft Month.
I
love crafts, but whatever.
I'm only crafty with the baby.
Yeah, but I know you will probably celebrate at least once, maybe during the month of March.
Listen, we built a birdhouse last night.
Speaking of that, and I know I'm getting back to the last segment, and I can't dive too deep into it, but I was preparing for our pregame interview with head coach Travis Johnston on Friday, and in walks the building one Alea. She was there on Friday evening.
Listen.
And she was warming the courts up, too, to start the game. She was on there
fired
up, ready to roll.
I got so tickled when she got to the house yesterday. She told me all about seeing you. She was so excited.
Yeah,
I got so tickled.
Before every game, kind of, behind the broadcast, is I always walk down to the scores table to get the starting lineups. And I'm standing at the scores table and usually that's like a moment either right before the broadcast or it's during the broadcast, so I'm on a time limit. So I always feel bad when people try to talk to me. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't, I'm on a time limit. And all of a sudden I felt like somebody tug at my leg, thinking, what's happening here? And it was Alea. She'd come down to say hello.
And you can't say no to her.
Yeah, no. And I said, oh, hi, sorry. I just...
Come with me. We'll talk as we go.
I was about to have her throw a microphone on her and have her do color for me.
Well, she... probably could do it.
Don't tease about that because you know that people are asking for Joey and I to be on a broadcast with you. So,
would I even be allowed to talk?
Well, you'd have an opportunity. Can't you give the sponsors or something?
Maybe at one point. And it is National Women's History Month in the month of March. A couple of the other dates that I went through and did. March the 6th, ironically enough, is my little brother's birthday, and it makes a lot of sense because it's National Oreo Cookie Day. And he likes Oreos. March the 15th is Dumbstruck Day. It is March the 19th and this is one I wish I could celebrate, International Sports Car Racing Day.
It's also my birthday.
March 19th? Okay.
That's right.
Well, then I can also hit you up with...
Circle it.
Let's Laugh Day is also on March the 19th.
Let's go. There you go.
It is National Quilting Day on your birthday.
My wife would enjoy that.
And Poultry Day is also the 19th. March the 20th is Extraterrestrial Abductions Day. March the 27th, it's National Joe Day. And March the 30th is Turkey Neck Soup Day.
Yum.
My birthday is the 25th of March, and I get to celebrate Pecan Day, or Pecan, as some people would like to say, and Waffle Day.
Oh, pecan waffles.
There you go. Combine the both.
How old will you be, Sam?
Very old.
No, I want to guess, 29?
No, not
32?
Even.
Are you for real?
22?
Christy, you probably know, don't you? How old will I be?
Sam, I have no idea. You talk like you're 80, but you look like you're 7, so I don't know.
Do you know, Christy?
24.
I will be 25.
Golly.
So you were close. Yes, I'll be a quarter.
I got clothes older than you. Not
Me
say
too,
they fit. I don't
right?
say they fit, but
The pride of, as I say, the pride of 1997, right?
you'll be 25?
I
Correct.
graduated high school in 1997.
Me too.
25th anniversary.
Oh, thanks for that. I'm going to go throw up now.
Right?
Oh, jeez.
Christy, give me a random day in the month of March, and I'll tell you what you got to look forward to on that day.
Well, I'm not going to do 17 because that's obvious. 20.
March the 20th, as I mentioned, was Extraterrestrial Abductions Day. It's also,
Right.
you'll like this one, the International Day of Happiness, International
okay.
Earth Day,
Bah humbug.
Proposal Day, it's the spring equinox, and it is World Sparrow Day. Dennis, do you have another one that you'd like to know about?
5.
March the 5th. That's coming up very soon. Oh, it's only one, and it's Multiple Personality Day.
We say thank you.
Well, I'm going to shoot sparrows, and you like
Yeah, we'll join you.
multiple personality. That's fun.
Either one of you can answer this question. Are you a side sleeper, back sleeper? How
Beach.
does it work? He's
You're
tossing it
deferring
off to
to
you.
me?
Yes.
Okay, so if I have space in the bed, I am a back sleeper.
Back sleeper. Okay.
I'm going to let you in a little secret about me.
You use the CPAP, right?
I use a CPAP, but I do something very unique with it.
Okay.
I sleep on my stomach,
Okay.
and I sleep with my head flat in my pillow
How do you breathe?
with my CPAP on.
Really?
Yeah,
That sounds very uncomfortable.
at an angle,
Okay.
almost on the headboard.
Well, then you don't have anything to worry about, Dennis, because experts say that you shouldn't sleep on your side. Well, actually, nope, I lied. You shouldn't sleep on your side or your stomach because it can cause sleep wrinkles to form on your face and your chest. Lines caused by sleeping on our side or stomach usually appear as vertical wrinkles, while horizontal expression lines are formed when a person makes facial movements like
Okay.
raising or furrowing their eyebrows.
Who sleeps like that guy?
Well, I've met one.
He looks like he's got a nice pillow,
He's
though. I will say that.
smiling,
Yeah.
and he looks very
You
comfortable,
know,
but
he's
no.
not here today, but
Wow.
Oh.
I've met one.
Wow.
You're just 100% just throwing it in there, right? On who it might be. Yeah, but I don't know. Do you buy that? More wrinkles if you sleep on your side?
I know. I think you're going to get wrinkles regardless, especially if you wear
Amen.
a CPAP. So, CPAP, you have built-in wrinkles that really never go away.
Dennis, I know you are our chief culinary correspondent.
Yeah, it's been a while since I donned the chef's
It has
apron,
been a while.
but
It has been a while since you've donned your apron and your hat. You can't forget
it's
about
over
your
there.
hat.
They're over
It's over
there.
there somewhere. How do you rule on Fruity Pebbles?
I love Fruity Pebbles.
You do?
Yeah.
Christy, probably too sweet for you. I know you're not a sweet fan, but
Well,
are you in on Fruity
so
Pebbles?
I am, within reason.
Okay.
So I would only do like maybe a cup of that with milk, but not
Dennis is
overdo
about
it.
to pass out on that. One cup.
Is that portion control? What does that mean?
How big's your cup though?
Like
You mean
a
a standard measuring cup?
Oh.
Yeah.
I usually
That's
just
2
put
bites.
milk in the cereal box. Because those small boxes, it's not very much
With
cereal.
a mixing spoon?
Yeah.
Now, how about would you like to rock the new Nike LeBron James 19 Low Magic Fruity Pebbles, and with that, a new Magic Fruity Pebble cereal? I can see you rocking those, Dennis,
Yeah, I could rock them. I could also sell those on eBay if I won those. So
as they are going to be available at select retailers starting March the 7th, 2022.
oh, it's not a giveaway. Okay.
The new 19 lows make use of, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Photochromic DCS technology, where the shoe's airbag power uses the power of sun's UV light to transition a completely clear air unit to a purple colorway. This first-time collaboration between Fruity Pebbles and LeBron means fans everywhere can unlock 2 colorways, both on and off the court.
I'm not in on LeBron, so I'm out.
Now, what about the Magic Fruity
I'm
Pebbles
in on
cereal?
the Magic Fruity Pebbles as long as he's not on the box.
So when you put them in the milk, apparently they turn the milk purple.
I'm in on that. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Me too. But
But, I mean, you don't know what they taste like because you only have a cup. Okay.
Can it even turn the milk?
Yeah, you don't even have time to turn the milk purple.
And then...
rude.
I'm just saying.
Christy, do you ever lose your cell phone?
Not very often, but I have a time or two.
Well, have you ever maybe lost it for 10 years to only find it 10 years later in your toilet? Well,
no.
You might be Becky Beckman, based in Maryland, who lost her iPhone in 2012 on the night of Halloween. She couldn't find her phone anywhere, so just bought a new one. She was extremely confused when she lost the phone and couldn't have been stolen. She posted it on Facebook, but now 10 years later, a toilet issue this week ended up solving the bizarre decade-long mystery. Said that they heard a banging sound when they flushed the toilets, and they found the phone in the toilet.
Yeah, I know.
Talk about bad data coverage. Poor signal. That gets a new...
might say that that's very similar to one in Butler County. What? In a toilet?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
That's
that
probably better.
You said it, not me.
I'm a volunteer here.
You
I can
are.
really say whatever.
You are. And now we don't have to go back for a couple of months, so we're good.
Yeah.
We got to get to a bracket break, whatever it is. And we'll have more here coming up on In the Know after this.
Officer, my 8-year-old always asks me, "Dad, did you help people today?" And most days, I do help people. But too often, I can't help people who make poor decisions, like texting and driving, or not bothering to wear a seatbelt. Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
Why? Just think about it. Why is the #1 selling brand of chainsaws not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot? We can give you over 10,000 reasons. That's how many authorized local steel dealers you can find across the country. Visit one and you'll find a range of dependable gas and battery-powered tools, from trimmers to blowers. And you'll find service from experienced professionals. Real Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach, and why over 10,000 local steel dealers are putting battery power in the hands of Americans. Just 3 words. Made in America. Real Steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. The majority of steel products sold in America are made in America of U.S. and foreign materials. Batteries and chargers are sourced internationally.
Hey, if you're a member of a Kentucky nonprofit, you can win big money for your organization. As a matter of fact, your group can earn up to $15,000. Simply register your Kentucky nonprofit at KAHP.org and host a COVID-19 vaccine event. Payouts are based upon participation, and when more people receive the COVID-19 vaccine at your event, your Kentucky nonprofit will receive more money. For additional details, go to KAHP.org. That's KAHP.org.
At Rural King, nobody beats our prices on farm and home favorites, like chicks. Straight-run standard breed chicks are in stock at only $1.99 a piece. For backyard feeding, 40-pound bags of black oil sunflower seed are just $19.99. And for backyard seeding, Hound Dog's premium grass seed is just $89.99 a bag. Stock up on these and all our unbeatable prices at RuralKing.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
Here's Matt's real-world HVAC success story from Kentucky Community and Technical College System.
The name of my company is Code Red Heating and Air. We do commercial, residential, and industrial heating and air conditioning. BCTC helped me achieve my better life by giving me the foundation for the career that I'm in. Classes that I pursued were ones that were going to better me for being a service technician.
Start your own success story. Learn more at kctcs.edu.
The Department for Aging and Independent Living within the Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services wants to promote the Aging Disability Resource Center, a statewide toll-free phone line that provides older adults, individuals with physical disabilities, caregivers, and professionals with information and assistance to promote independent living. Call to learn about home-delivered meals, in-home services, respite care, caregiver support, and Medicaid waiver programs to help, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Call 877-925-0037. Kentucky, we will get through this together. Paid for by the Department of Aging and Independent Living, the KBA, and this station.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
this afternoon with highs into the 50s with some upper level clouds streaming in. For this evening, we're going to be a little bit warmer for our overnight lows, only falling down into the 30s. Tomorrow, we'll climb back into the 60s for your highs. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Did you know Toto was paid $125 a week while filming The Wizard of Oz?
Well, I hope so.
That is awesome.
Did you know Toto was paid $125 a week while filming The Wizard of Oz?
That's really good thinking about how far back that was. That's a lot of money.
What, 1940 or 30?
A lot of money.
It's a lot of money. I don't even know the year now that I'm thinking about it, but Toto, $125 a week. That's a lot for a dog.
With taxes taken out, I'm assuming. For,
I don't know. Does it count for a dog? Does a dog have to pay taxes? The dog
is represented. Is he its own LLC?
I think the dog has a little fanny pack that he has his wallet in there, and he goes to the dog bone store. Yep.
Okay.
And maybe some Imes.
Imes. Okay.
Yep.
That's good.
Or Bowling Green's own Hills, right? I think that's
No idea.
Yeah. Oh. You never been to Bowling Green on the right day? Whew.
Stinky.
I remember I took a class in meteorology, and it's something about the atmosphere. And when the atmosphere is the right way, the smell of the dog food bounces. And if the atmosphere is low enough, it just goes out. So you'll walk out in the morning, and it's like, woo!
I'll tell you, the paper mill in Hallsville is similar. The paper mill in Hallsville, yeah.
Yeah, see, I'd rather probably smell paper, though, than dog food.
Yes.
I mean, the dog food is like...
It was rough.
Oof. Luckily, it's not every day.
That's good. Rough.
Well,
dog food.
But it's true.
Rough.
I mean, Sam and I both went to Western.
I get what you did there.
And the smell is...
Rough.
Yeah, that was... I'll give you one of those. That was good. Rough. That was decent. The box office. Quiet weekend at the box office. As number one was Uncharted.
Hey, we saw that movie a couple weeks ago. It was good.
Good?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was good.
Tom Holland, right?
Yeah, it's like a mixture between Indiana Jones and the Goonies and like National Treasure.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
like all three of those put into one.
So you would recommend it?
Yeah, I was just waiting for him to swing around on a web.
Okay.
That never happened, though.
Number two was Dog. Number three was the Spider-Man movie.
Dog.
Yep, dog, like rough. Number four was Death on the Nile.
Wow.
Number five was Jackwagon Forever. Number six was Sing 2.
Okay, Gracie liked that.
Number seven was Marry Me.
Saw that Valentine's Day.
Good.
And?
Well,
that's the Owen Wilson,
Jennifer
J-Lo, right?
Lopez.
Okay.
I loved it.
If one Sarah Cook was not watching, would you say the same thing?
She's probably not watching.
Not
it
good.
was.
Be honest.
I didn't like it.
Did she like it?
So it's
I think
a rom-com?
she thought it was okay. It's just
Okay.
your standard rom-com. It's free on Peacock if you don't want to go to the theater. But that's how we watched it.
Number 8 is Studio 666, which is the Foo Fighters horror movie, which I heard from somebody.
What?
There's a Bengals beat writer that's a huge Foo Fighters fan, and he went and saw it, and he said, don't watch it. He said it wasn't very good. He says, as a diehard Foo Fighters fan, I was very disappointed in that. Serrano was 9th. I know you've probably seen that 3 or 4 times, right, Dennis?
Yeah, no.
And Scream was 10th. And
Nothing
next
really
week,
out.
coming out is The Batman.
Yeah, March 4th.
Yeah, which is Friday.
This weekend,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
I'm presuming that one Alex Cook is very excited about The Batman.
We will be there watching it.
Okay.
We will be watching.
Either one of you, fan of James Brown? Yay or nay?
I mean...
You like James Brown?
Yes. Love James Brown.
A new James Brown documentary produced by Mick Jagger and Questlove is on the way. A&E announced the 4-part documentary yesterday and is expected to arrive in 2023. James Brown's Say It Loud will be directed by Deborah Draper and will be executive produced by Mick Jagger, Questlove, and Black Thought, among others.
You know, he's a legend.
Will you watch this?
I won't, but it's an interesting
You
production
laughed.
team.
Okay.
It's an interesting production team. Mick Jagger and
Questlove.
Questlove, and then a thinker.
Black Thought.
Black, is that a name?
Yep.
Of a person.
I I don't know.
He is a legend, though. I probably won't watch it just because of my interest levels low.
Mark will probably consume this, though, at some point, won't he?
Well, you would think it would be more him, but actually, that's more my deal.
Mm-hmm. But I would presume that if you would be watching it, he would definitely want to see it as well, because I feel like he likes music documentaries, though, does he not?
Oh yeah, he does, and I don't. But this is one that I
Interesting.
would.
Yeah.
James Brown, would be interesting. John Mulaney was on SNL on Saturday night. I presume you watched.
I did not. But
I've read some of the things that he said. He was recalling his intervention back in December 2020. He talked about going to rehab. He said it was a very good experience. I'm very grateful that I went. He was there for 2 months. As he said, I was there for 2 months from December to February 2020. He said I was there during January 6th, the insurrection. He said wouldn't have happened on my watch because I would have had to see it. Would have had to have seen it. He said, I was there for an insurrection before I went to rehab. No. Has there been one since I got out? Absolutely not. They wouldn't dare. So he says that was his joke there. He said he's got a 12-week-old son. He said he's very excited. He said he's a pretty cool guy for someone who can't vote. So those were some of his jokes there. A lot funnier coming from him, probably.
Well, I doubt it. I bet it was better delivery here. Listen, Saturday Night Live.
You're out.
I mean, I've been out for such a long time.
Me too.
And I think the ratings show that it's not anything close to what it was.
Mark
say,
still
10 years
consumes
ago.
it almost every week, though, does he not?
I mean, I can't say every week, but close.
If he likes the person hosting, he definitely does, though, right?
Yes.
Is John Mulaney on the list of someone he would have listened? Maybe.
Probably. And I walked through yesterday, and he was consuming, but I just walked through and go, oh, yeah, that's funny. But I'm cooking and
Kanye
doing
West
other things. So.
wants his social media posts kept out of his upcoming court hearing with Kim Kardashian.
Well, that makes sense.
Probably good decision
something
there.
very open in the public.
And a source claims, sorry to break the hearts of women everywhere, that Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet are giving marriage another chance. As Jason moved back in about 2 weeks ago, and they are very much back together. They decided to work on things rather than throw in the towel because they have so much invested in one another. So sorry, ladies, but sounds like Jason Momoa is not on the market anymore.
Yeah, sorry. That doesn't bother me in the least.
You're not a big fan of all the hair and all that?
Nope.
The hair is just part of it, my friend.
You got to take a break. We'll come back with your point to ponder after this. This is In the Know.
Just as fine as she can be.
The grace of the Lord Jesus be with all. Amen. That's the last sentence in the Bible and the final words to a project 9 years in the making for 28-year-old Caroline Campbell, writing the entire Bible from Genesis to Revelation by hand. Caroline's project began after her dad found notebook paper filled with random verses of Scripture she'd written down. He joked that she ought to go back and start from the beginning. So she did, writing for 2 hours a day, often taking a notebook with her when she left the house, so she could work on it no matter where she was. 9 years, 43 binder notebooks, and over 782,000 words later, Caroline finished with the final words of Scripture, "The grace of the Lord Jesus be with all." Amen. There's one last thing you should know about Caroline. She was born with Down syndrome. Not only has she thrived despite her condition, she's become a shining example of the value of every human life. Caroline's parents reassure other moms and dads that even though the diagnosis of a disability during pregnancy can be scary, it doesn't mean hope is lost. Every child brings beauty, love, and laughter into the world. Caroline's dad says, your mind imagines the worst scenario when you get that kind of news. But even life with a disability can be beautiful once you actually start living it out. To help your family thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. double. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 844-41-BIBLE. That's 844-41-BIBLE. 844-41-BIBLE.
I'm an emergency medical technician. Today I arrived at the scene of a crash. I've seen enough of these to know it's a bad one. Young female driver, unconscious. I see her phone on the floor. The screen says OMW. On my way. She never hit send. Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
My point to ponder for today, and this is one that I feel like Dennis C. Cook will have a really good answer for, but I feel like, Christy, you might as well.
Oh, dear.
I'm kind of distracted by Metallica right now.
It's a good song, right?
It is good.
What is the strangest food you've ever snuck into a movie theater?
Oh.
Probably should have given you a second to think about that, but you can ponder it for a second. Dennis, I'm sure you've probably gotten something.
I don't appreciate the insinuation as if I would be doing this. I would be doing something illegal. I don't like that.
It's only illegal if you get caught.
No, in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If
Are you just afraid
you
because Sheriff Chaffins might be listening and you're
Sheriff
a little...
Chaffins and I, we got a little beef going on.
Uh-huh. Oh, I've
Online,
heard. Oh,
he
yes.
threw some barbs at me last week about the dentist. So he and I were not quite the homies that he describes us to be. But anyway, I have never snuck in food to a movie theater.
Okay.
Could you pinky promise me that?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Now, has a member of your family?
Absolutely.
Now, what is the weirdest thing that...
So you put it in your kid's backpack?
Hey, if my child has an allergy bag, okay, it's HIPAA, don't go in there. I have never done it. No, we don't make a habit of doing it. Maybe once or twice we've done something like that, but we usually always buy stuff at the theater.
Well, so do we. But I have been known to sneak in some M&Ms or Swedish Fish or just
So nothing,
small things.
Now
I've never done anything.
Nothing crazy.
Alex has an allergy to all peanuts and tree nuts.
Yes, I've learned.
So some use like pure coconut oil and things like that to cook popcorn. So a lot of times we take microwave popcorn in and we make it and take it inside. But if I'm at a restaurant or something, I may be putting some rolls in my pocket. I mean,
Amen
does
to
that
that.
count? I mean, does that in a napkin, of course?
Is
that worse?
I'm just like,
just hope you just stick, cut them in your pocket so when you never know when you
I've
might
been
need them.
known to like put Twizzlers in my purse.
Salt and pepper shakers, forks like
What?
Ryan Lemon.
Salt and pepper shakers?
Well, I mean, if they're
No.
nice.
The cups? Or the glass?
Oh, he does the cups.
A
That's
glass,
right.
yeah. Mhm. On TV tonight, Dennis, I know you'll be on the edge of your seat watching The Bachelor on ABC as Clayton visits the hometowns of the final four women.
Clayton.
To meet their families and immerse themselves in each of their lives.
Well, good luck to him. Or them.
Is not
Her.
not on in the Cook household?
Nah.
No.
He has
What
no
about...
clue.
I've never watched one episode of The Bachelor.
What about the series premiere on AMC of Ragdoll? It's a race against time after a gruesome discovery sets Baxter, Rose, and Edmonds on the trail of the Ragdoll killer, who also lists 6 more people due to die.
I'm sorry. Unless it's Aerosmith Ragdoll, I have no interest.
The season 5 premiere of Better Things on HBO.
Yeah. I mean, that's good.
And the season 3 premiere on HBO of My Brilliant Friend, Those Who Leave and Those Who Stay.
I mean, there are better things on YouTube to watch than everything you just mentioned.
Today's highlight in history for today is on this date in 1983, the final episode of MASH aired.
Wow.
On this date in 1983, so you're coming up on the 40-year anniversary coming up next year.
Lost an actor from that show this weekend.
Well,
We
and
did.
listen, my husband loves MASH.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, really?
On this date in 1940, the first televised basketball game was shown between Fordham and the University of Pittsburgh.
Wow.
It's a trivia
I'm sorry,
question for
for
you.
what?
Basketball. The first televised basketball game was ever shown on this date in 1940. On this date in 1993, U.S. federal agents shot it out with members of an armed religious cult near Waco, Texas. That happened on this date in 1993. Really good Netflix. I don't think it was made by Netflix, but a show. It's like a 4 or 5 episode
Well, we walked through
miniseries.
that. We lived that. We were alive during that time, Sam. So,
Well, it's
yeah.
good. I'm just saying it's good. I was not.
All right.
On this date in 2005, the U.S. Mint began distributing new Jefferson 5-cent coins to banks. You know, when they changed the face of the nickel.
Yeah, that's right.
On this date in 2010, Canada beat the U.S. in U.S. men's ice hockey to capture the gold medal. Spotlight won Best Picture on this date 6 years ago today. And Nomadland won Best Picture 1 year ago today.
I haven't seen either one of those. Should I have?
I don't know. Birthdays.
Okay.
Mario Andretti turns 82. Brian Billick, the football coach, turns 68. Gilbert Gottfried, I can't even do the voice. I tried, and it
No,
wasn't
I'm
going to
not
come
gonna
out.
do it.
67 today. Robert Sean Leonard, the actor, turns 53 today from Dead Poets Society. Turning 53 is Patrick Monahan from Train. Turning 52 today is Daniel Handler. You may know him better as Lemony Snicket. That name rings a bell. Turning 46 today is Jason Aldean. Turning 42 years old today. This might make you feel a little old, Dennis. Tayshaun Prince turns 42 years old today.
We're the same age.
Turning 34 today is Aroldis Chapman.
Tayshaun? Tayshaun's like 60, isn't he?
42 years old today. And Aroldis Chapman is 34. Gone but not forgotten.
Wow.
Hayden Fry, football coach, born in this state in 1929.
So glad to be back today.
Dean Smith, born on this date in 1931. Frank Bonner from WKRP in Cincinnati was born on this date in 1942.
And which one is that?
And Frank Bonner.
He wouldn't know. Which one is that?
Frank Bonner. From 1942.
You should know it's a Cincinnati
I know,
themed
yes.
show.
He's the main character, isn't he?
I think so, because the way
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I forget.
And Brian
he's the main
Jones,
character.
from the guitarist from the Rolling Stones, born on this date in 1942.
He's still alive.
He's not. He died in 1969 after drowning in a swimming pool.
Sorry to bring this up. What a transition.
How about a chart topper?
Okay.
Thanks, Dennis, for bringing down the show a little bit.
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days.
We were about to start and go in reverse today, but that's not going to happen. On this date in 1944, Besame Mucho, the Jimmy Dorsey Orchestra.
Babe, they're playing our song.
You not a fan?
No, I'm telling my honey they're playing our song. Like
Besame Mucho.
Watch your mouth, young man.
1962.
A lot of songs were based off of this chord progression.
60 years ago today, Duke of Earl, Gene Sandler. We got to kind of jump through these really quick. We're almost out of time.
All right.
Dennis talked too much about movie theaters
Let's
and
go.
sneaking
Hit
stuff in.
play.
1971 Sweet Mary Wadsworth Mansion.
Yeah,
No?
hit play again.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Killing that one. How about 1980? Does that sound better?
Yeah. Already it sounds better.
Great song. On this date, 1980, Queen was number one with Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
What else you got?
Oh, you got to at least...
Hey, she's
Listen,
the boss. Hit play on this one.
Today I get to run the chart toppers, and
Yeah,
I'm going to let that
still,
one play a little
you
bit
could be
longer.
let go.
I've had
quickly.
to listen to some terrible music that Mark has played longer than it probably should have played. On this date, 1998, 24 years ago today, Matchbox 20 was number one with 3 a.m.
I still owe on this CD from Columbia House.
I bet you do.
One of the 30 CDs I got for a penny.
All right, what else you got?
Is 2007 okay with you?
Oh, it's getting worse. Is this an American Idol?
Yeah. Daughtry was number 1 with It's Not Over. I think we had enough of that one.
Yeah.
And
what else you got?
Dennis teased, on this date 6 years ago today.
What else you got?
21 Pilots was number 1 with Stressed Out.
But now we're stressed out.
You gonna sing it? You want me to turn it down and
If
let
I
you?
had the karaoke lyrics straight ahead of me like I got now, yeah. Not my key.
Good song. You can't sing that high?
It's a good song, you said?
It is.
Okay.
It is. 21 Pilots. They're pretty talented. There's some good lines in that song.
Okay.
Good life lessons for you, Dennis. Go home, listen to it. There'll be a test tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Because you'll be back with us tomorrow.
I will be back tomorrow.
It's good. You've been gone so long that we decided to bring you back 2 days in a row.
The viewers are dropping like flies.
My pearl of wisdom to wrap up the show for today. Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. Dennis, I appreciate you. We will see you tomorrow.
Sounds good.
For another edition of the show. So for Dennis Cook and for Christy Buckles, I'm Sam Gormley. And guess what? Now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun. If it's in the Twin Lakes, it's on K105.